Okay. 2 Peter 3:10. See, we gotta be ready for this as a people. It says, but the day of a Mashiach Yahushua will come as a thief in the night. You don't know when a thief is coming. But you're supposed to be prepared. That's why I say pray and watch. Watch and pray. But the day of Mashiach Yahushua will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So close your eyes and open your eyes. Everything you see here is going to be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and righteousness? You know, it's amazing how, you know, that's why it's beautiful to have, you know, brothers and sisters that really talk about the word. That's why he said, because those that don't, they're going to be burned up in the fire. I mean, he gives you clear indications here. That's why it says, look, it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. That's in the future. What manner of persons? What manner of person? How should you be acting morally? In righteousness before the Most High? Because everything is before the Most High. Ought ye to be in all holy conversation and righteousness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushua, wherein the heavens being on fire, because there will be a galactical war in the sky and on the earth, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. I mean, let you know it's going to be fire. That's why he put the rainbow in the sky to let himself know that the Most High know he's not going to flood the earth anymore. He's going to use fire, because he's a consuming fire. He's going to let you know how he feels. It says, nevertheless, we according to his promise, he promised this, look for new heavens and a new earth where it's purified and no unrighteousness in it, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Hallelujah. That's right. Say, therefore beloved, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob have I loved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent. So he said, be diligent, that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. See, only way you're going to be that way is to keep his commandments. Have faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. Do what he say do. And don't, you know, find yourself discouraged. You know, that's why I say you're not in this word enough. You be in the word, then you can see that it'll heal you. Because the Most High is here. He's in the word. Hebrews 10:35. Hebrews 10:35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence. Say, you're looking for this day that the earth and the works there are going to be dissolved. He's telling you, cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. Hear that? That you don't have to deal with that. You got to pay back a reward if your conscience is correct in the righteousness of the Most High, following the right direction, the right path, the right way. Listen, for ye have need of patience. See, you have need of patience. That deal with time. You have need of patience. Now I ain't got no patience. I ain't got no time to wait for that. Well, you have a need of patience, he said, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. See, you got to have patience. That's why a lot of people they've left already. Because you didn't come in 2000, or you didn't come fast enough for them, so they out there in the world again. See, it's like a dog and went back to his and sucked up his vomit, and a pig wallowing in the nasty slop. That's how I look at that. In them. Look, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. The promise is only given to Israel. The promise is not given to everyone. But you got to be diligent. You got to have patience and do the will of the Most High. And you're going to receive the promise of everlasting life. In New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, us having a beautiful, righteous earth. With everybody in it being in order under the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua. Listen, verse 37, for yet a little while, yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. He's coming. Just a little while. And we can really relate to that now. But you can't be ignorant in the way of salvation that some have been. Go to St. John, the 6th chapter. St. John 6 and 52. St. John 6. St. John 6 and 52. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? So how can the Mashiach give us his flesh to eat? So he said, eat that bread that came down from heaven. Then the Mashiach said unto them, verily, verily, truly, truly, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. So now, they like, man, we not cannibals. How are we going to do this? Carnal. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood have eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. You messing with me. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. As the living Father hath sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eateth me, even he shall live by me. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna, and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. That you know. You know, it told us in Matthew 15:24, but he actually said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And he said they're gonna make their abode in us. So what he's talking about is spiritual. You see, they was like, how can we eat him? You know? Listen, these things said he in the synagogue as he taught in Capernaum. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? See what I'm saying? The only way you're going to understand it is you're spiritual. When the Mashiach knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, does this offend you? Say, you offended? I'm not asking you to be carnal, they ain't gonna eat my flesh for real and drink my blood. But listen, so we have to break it down. What and if Ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before. It is the spirit that quickeneth. See, the flesh profited nothing. It's the spirit. That's why I say it's spiritual. But they fleshly. They thinking carnal. That's why when people hear this, if you really carnal, you're not gonna understand things that's being said spiritually. That's why would he just tell them what he meant? Because it ain't for everybody. He don't want everybody to be converted. He don't want everybody's sins to be forgiven them. Listen. He said, it is the spirit that quickeneth, verse 63, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not, just like it is today. He said, the spirit quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. Your carnal mind don't mean nothing. It's not, you don't receive any profit spiritually with a carnal mind or your carnal thinking, your fleshly thinking. The words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. So that's why he said in St. John 15:3, now you are clean through the words that I speak unto you. So when you feeling down, open up this Bible and go over these precepts and see don't you change. If you spiritual, if you carnal, like I said, let the multitude perish, then it was born in vain. I can't help that. Ask the Most High to help you. But you have to give the effort yourself. You got to be diligent yourself. You discouraged. Why are you discouraged? Why are you down? Why are you out? Because Most High dealing with you. You want to do it yourself, try and come up with a solution yourself, more power to you. It says a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And go over here to John 10th chapter. See what the Mashiach Rashad said. He said in St. John 10:29, he says, my Father, which gave them me, is greater than all. And no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. So, the Most High got you. And nobody can do nothing for you. He said, no man is able to pluck whoever the Most High got in his hand out of his hand. See, that's what you got to understand. We sick. We're dealing with some kind of problem with our health and so forth. Most High does that. He's the one that did that. And he's the one that can help you. The only one. You know, some people depend on doctors, and doctors be acting like they taking the place of the Most High. Now, don't even fall into that trap. Look. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now, Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound. See? That's whenever we hurting, we get wounded. Whatever it is that we deal with, an affliction of our body. He said, I wound and I heal. Hear what he said? I heal. I wound you. I heal you. I kill you. I make alive. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. You hear that? Nobody's going to deliver you out of the Most High's hand. That's why you got to know him. For the little that he showed us of himself. To know what it is that's going on with you so that you can adjust. And repent. And cry unto the Most High. And not thinking you all that whenever the Most High jacking your butt. He send them angels after you. And they right here on the earth. Waiting on the commandment of the Most High. So look at 2 Peter's the first chapter, and we're going to look at 2 Peter's the first chapter, starting at verse 3 to 9. 2 Peter's the first chapter, verse 3. According as his divine power have given unto us all things that pertain unto life and righteousness, through the knowledge of him that had called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. You know, that's a lot of corruption through lust, man. But you escape the corruption, in corrupting yourself, that is in the world through lust. Through lust. And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience righteousness, and to righteousness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity, which is love. For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our power and our Master, Hamashiach Yahushua. But he that lacketh these things is blind. See, you lack all these principles here. You can look them up, each one. You lack all these principles here. You're blind and cannot see afar off. You can't see in prophecy. You can't see prophecy. You can't understand what's going on and what's going to happen, even though it's told to you. That's why I say, but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and has forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. See, you purge from your old sins, you go back to the same thing. Hey, I ain't going to the Most High on your behalf. That's why it's very important that we see this for what it is and follow suit. And don't deviate. You know, get better and better, not worse, not going backwards. Got a lesson on backsliding. You know, going backwards, going back to the devil and the evil spirits know what it is that you like inside that's evil. That's why I go to Revelations 1. And let's look at verse 3. Revelation 1 and 3. See, blessed is he that readeth. See, you want to be blessed? You ain't reading the Bible? You cursed. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. See? He said the time is at hand, people. What you gonna do? Trying to work it out your own way? You work out your own salvation? Say, my salvation coming with fear and trembling. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. It's no easy task. Revelation 3 and 17. Revelation is the 3rd chapter, the 17th verse. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. This is what he said. Go to 15. He said, I know thy works. He said, I know what you're doing. He said, I know what you're doing. That thou art neither cold nor hot. See, you ain't cold nor hot. You're not a person that say, I'm not dealing with a period. Or you're not one that's all the way in it. I would if they were cold or hot. He said, I wish you was cold. Don't want to deal with it at all. Or hot, being all zealed up still in this truth. It's odd for a lot of people. I guess they find out some other way not to be able to be still zealed up in this truth. I commend all brothers of old that still zealed up in this truth, man. I love y'all to the Most High. It says, so then because thou art lukewarm, you lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. He almost let you know those that, I remember he said, those that are knowing this truth going to be beat with more stripes, and those that don't know going to be beat with few stripes. You will be beat with many stripes. Because he took the time to call you, and he's laboring to make you perfect, and you just, matter of fact, just shame the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua. See? A lot of people look at, because thou sayest, I am rich, I got money, I got everything going on, increased with goods. I got everything I need. Anything I want, I can get. What you got? Not knowing that the richness that the Most High is talking about is knowing His word and following it and applying it in your life. And have need of nothing, and knoweth not that thou art wretched. What did my Shai say? You ain't nothing but a bunch of wretched people. And miserable. And you miserable. If you ain't miserable, you're going to be miserable. Believe this. Before you leave this earth. And poor. Poor in spirit. Poor. Because you don't have this truth. And blind. Because most of you have been led by a blind leader. And naked, exposed for who you are and what you are in the eyes of the Most High. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men. So he knows what's going on. He knows what time it is. That's why he said in verse 19, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. So that's why I say a lot of times, you be rebuked and chastened, suffering pain, as I. He say, many as he love, he rebuke and chastens. Be zealous, here it is. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. Ask for forgiveness sincerely. And keep it moving toward the Most High's kingdom. So it's the ultimate when He's going to be all in all. Can't get no better than that. Look at Psalms 95 and 10. Psalm 95 and 10. See, the problem is our people you don't look into really knowing of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushua. Mashiach Yahushua said, I come at the bottom of the book. It's written of me. Enough for studying of it. Psalm 95 and verse 10. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation. Hear what he said? 40 years long was I grieved with this generation. And said, it is a people that do err in their heart. It's a people, 40 years, we walked around the wilderness. It says a people that err in their mind, and they have not known my ways. See that? See that? 40 years. That's a long time. He said, let me read it again. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation. Imagine, we had the Most High sad for 40 years coming out of the Egyptian captivity into the wilderness. He said 40 years he was grieved with this generation, sad, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart. A people that do err in their mind, the way they think. And they have not known my ways. They have not known my ways. 40 years. Remember, Moses gave us the commandments. 40 years. So people that do not know the Most High's ways. Listen to what he said. Unto whom I swear in my wrath. He swore in his own wrath. That they should not enter into my rest. They not enter into the land of Canaan, the land that became Israel. Our land that we was given. These tribes, 12 tribes having their different lands and so forth. Except for Levi, being scattered among all of them. They were the priests. He said they could not come into his land. That's the land that Most High loved. So he killed all of them. We came out of Egypt, out of Egyptian captivity with 600,000 men armed, with our women and children. And he killed 599,998. And only left two, Joshua and Caleb. That's it. Kill everybody else. Let our children that we had in those 40 years go into the land. So I say, even of the way of the Most High. Jeremiah 5 and 4. Jeremiah 5 and 4. Therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish, for they know not the way of the Most High, nor the judgment of their power. Still, during the time of Jeremiah, we are in the coming out of Egyptian captivity here. Jeremiah's in the Babylonian and the Persian Median Empire. Still, Most High said, what? Therefore I said, surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they know not the way of the Most High, His law, statutes, and commandments, nor the judgment of their power, the punishment for breaking His laws. After you're in captivity, they still don't know. Like our people today. I ain't no captivity because the chains and shackles not on your neck. But you still in captivity until you're released by a Mashiach Yahushua when He comes to judge and make war. No matter how you look at it. Philippians, the first chapter. Philippians, the first chapter. Philippians, the first chapter, and the 6th verse. Being confident of this very thing, that He which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Mashiach Yahushua, if you be diligent. If you do what He say do, you still have that zeal with the knowledge, and not the zeal without the knowledge, but the zeal with the knowledge. That's why He said, being confident, you being sure of yourself, of this very thing, that He which hath begun a good work in you, the Most High say, laboring to make you perfect, will perform it until the day of Mashiach Yahushua. So you don't let nobody take you off your path of faith. Look at Galatians 6. Galatians 6. 6th chapter and the 9th verse. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Come on, what's more well-doing than knowing that the Most High love you, knowing that you are the children of Israel, knowing that the Most High is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, with Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, no matter how you feel, knowing that we have promised the kingdom that's coming to Israel. Mashiach Yahushua's blood was shed for the 12 tribes of Israel, for you, for me, for we the 12 tribes of Israel. What more you need to know? That's why He's saying, and let us not weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Don't be all discouraged, all down and out, knowing that we got something more powerful than this any day. That's why you always look at, it reminds me just now of the spirit of the woman and her 7 sons. You talking about weary? She had to watch all her 7 sons be tortured by a wicked Edomite, Antiochus Epiphanes, so-called white man, white king in the Greek Empire. One by one, tortured. And they all knew that they had the kingdom promised to us for not eating unclean meat as pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, catfish, oysters, and anything that eat boo-boo. Yeah, they died. And she watched all her sons and she died last. Knowing that the Most High has a promise to us, regardless. You say, but that's if you don't faint, if you don't get weak and fall off and lose your zeal. and don't do this anymore, or not want to go out the back in the world. You're like a nasty dog licking up his vomit, or a nasty pig wallowing in her doo-doo, boo-boo, and eating the food out the doo-doo. That's you? Now you want to go back there? I mean, he tells you that's the way he looks at you. Because you bring the Most High to my side to shame. Verse 10. As we have therefore opportunity. See, you got opportunity now. Let us do good unto all men. And that's keeping the laws, statutes, commandments. And the Most High is good. Especially unto them who are of the household of faith. See? Especially those that are of the household of faith. That believe in the Most High wholeheartedly. By Shalom Mashiach, without any variance. Every day, every way, knowing that He is the power. But we gotta know, you can't be ignorant of Him and think He gonna come through for you, and you ignorant of Him. Who you talking about? Who you praying to? You're not in this word to see what He says, to know Him. Who you been praying to? Jeremiah, the 8th chapter, verse 7 to 9. It says, yeah, the stork in the heaven know of her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming. But my people know not the judgment of the Most High. You don't know the judgment of the Most High. I'm feeling all bad about the judgment of the Most High. Oh, I'm sick. The Most High say, I wound, I heal. Somebody died, the Most High said it's their time. Listen, what he say? But my people know not the judgment of the Most High, because they don't know Him enough. How do you say we are wise, and the law of the Most High is with us? Lo, certainly, in vain made He it. The pen of the scribe is in vain. Wow, worthless. In vain He made the laws for us to follow. The pen of the scribe is in vain, worthless. The wise men are ashamed. They are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Most High. And what wisdom is in them? See? So what wisdom is in you if you reject the word of the Most High by not studying to show yourself approved unto the Most High? You might as well say, forget you, Most High. That's why I say you're going to be beat with many stripes. I mean, this here is clear. You have to follow the ways that He's given us to follow. It works. It works. It works. It works. It works. That's all I know. I'm going to testify that it works. Psalms 27. Psalms 27. And 13. Psalms 27 and 13. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Most High. So I have fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Most High in the land of the living. He said, I ain't fainted. We didn't see the greatness and the goodness of the Most High in the land of the living. Israel, say, wait on the Most High, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Most High. So that's dealing with patience. Wait. It's dealing with time, dealing with patience. Have patience. That's why I tell us in Revelation 14 and 12. Revelation 14 and 12. Here is the patience, still on waiting, of the saints who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. See how they both go together? But it's dealing with patience. That's waiting. We waiting patiently. We know the end result is the kingdom. It's beautiful. Go to the book of Isaiah 31. And verse 5. It says, as birds flying. Now birds fly in a V formation. As birds flying, so will Mashiach Yahushua, the power of hosts, the Most High, defend Jerusalem. He's going to defend the Israelites. Defending also, he will deliver it. He's going to save us. Defend us, and he's going to save us. Deliver, save, the same thing. And passing over, he will preserve it. Passing over, he's going to preserve it. He's going to collect us from all four corners of the earth. He's going to come like birds flying. And Mashiach shine in the front and 200 million angels behind him. In the V formation, that's birds flying. You see that? It says, turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. For in that day every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold. All you rich men, yeah. Your richness is not going to get you anywhere in the kingdom. You say, for in that day when he comes as birds flying in a V formation, every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made unto you for sin. And cast away all the idolatry that you deal with, all the different religions and so forth, and get rid of them. Look at Isaiah 31 and 1. It says, woe me, destruction to them that go down in Egypt for help. Going down into Egypt are captives for help and believe in their system, their way to stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, because they got, you know, the mighty military and all. From that, that's the ultimate. And in horsemen, because they are very strong. Yep. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel. You're looking at trying to depend on this way, what they see in this world, and don't depend on the Most High. That's why the Most High grieved. He was grieved with us for 40 years, man. How long has he been grieved with us? Bringing us into captivity in this Western Hemisphere and all four corners of the earth. Of this time, this day and time, this last days. Neither seek the Most High. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words. Hear what he said? Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words. But will arise against the house of the evildoers. Crum Abanawa Yahweh, Most High power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, against the evildoers. You're going to rise. I'm saying rise, Most High. And you're going to tell the Mashiach to rise since he's sitting on the right hand side of the Most High. Arise. He said, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. You hear that? All those that's down with them, working iniquity, wickedness, Most High said he's going to rise up against you. Now the Egyptians, the captives, the oppressors, are men and not the Most High. Even though they claim to be Mashiach Yahushua and the Israelites, say the Egyptians, the captives, are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. As he let you know, the angels coming back. These spirits. When the Most High and the Mashiach shall stretch out his hand, The Most High stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall. Get that? All he that's joined to them gonna fall. Both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is helped shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. That's why it said. When this judgment comes, because nobody gonna escape it. I mean, we got it. So everybody gonna get your judgment too. Look at Isaiah 13 and 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Same thing Jeremiah saying. Isaiah saying it, Jeremiah, Daniel, you name them, everybody, all the prophets saying the same thing. So, we have a choice, people. Either be on this right side or deal with this left side. He said, hey, you're going to rise up against the evildoers. He told us in Amos 9 and 10. Oh, let's read it. Amos 9 and 10. For we as the Israelites. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. But what did he say? Isaiah 31:2. Yet he also is wise, and will bring evil, and will not call back his word. He said he's not going to call back his word. He said, I'm going to bring evil, and I'm not calling back my words. But will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. You're going to get all those that join with them. That's helping. That's why it's very important that you understand spiritually the little that the Most High has given us to be able to be with him and be with the Mashiach Yahushua before it's too late. You're not playing. You can play around if you want to. Find yourself in the hands of the Most High as one of these evildoers. Philippians, the 4th chapter. But don't be discouraged. Knowing this, you got to see what side you want, how it applies to you in your life. Philippians 4 and 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the Most High. So it said, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, crying to the Most High with thanksgiving and thanking him. While we start off with Colossians 3:17. Let your requests be made known unto the Most High. And the peace of the Most High, which passes all understanding. Hear that? The peace of the Most High surpasses all understanding. Shall keep your hearts, which is your minds, and your hearts and minds through Mashiach Yahushua, about some of Mashiach Yahushua, declaring it. He's not a man, he should lie. And that's a special peace. When you look at St. John 14:28, that he wants to have. Verse 27, Slakia. Peace I leave with you. St. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth. You can't expect this peace to come from anybody that's carnal in these mortal bodies. He said, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled. So don't be troubled. Let not your heart be troubled. Neither let it be afraid. You know? You ain't supposed to be afraid of anything. You're supposed to roll with the Most High, let him guide you in the way he's going to guide you. Because look, 1 Timothy 1 and 7. I mean, 2 Timothy 1 and 7. So like it. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, the spiritual power, in the name of the anointed Savior, and of love, keeping of commandments, and of a sound mind. You keep the commandments of the Most High, you will have a sound mind. Most High said, you please the Most High, you make even your enemies be at peace with you. That's what it's about, people. Micah 4:12. Book of Micah 4:12. Let's read verse 11. Micah 4:11. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. See, many nations, you know, when you read Psalms, the 83rd chapter, Most High named nations that are his enemies and the haters of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, and took the Holy Spirit away from us, which is going to bring all things back to our remembrance. So the remembrance, we are the Israelites, was taken away from us. People talking about they got the Holy Ghost and filled with the Holy Ghost and speaking in tongues, but you don't even know who you are as a people. That's sad. When it comes to the Bible, you know, I got 75 different identities of asking our brothers and sisters, what's your nation now? What's your nation? What's your nationality? What's your race? That's real sad. But it's real, people. As real could be. And here we are now. Trying to bring them back. You see? Micah 4:12. But they know not the thoughts of the Most High. See? They don't know the thoughts of the Most High, the little that he's given us. But they know not the thoughts of the Most High. Neither understand they his counsel, for they shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Man. That's why he said, Most High, go to Proverbs. Just a warning, because he said, know not the ways of the Most High. Proverbs 1:24. Understand his counsel. I guess y'all expect the Most High to come down and talk to you personally, like the preacher be saying, God said to me. Yeah, right. And they're not teaching this truth. These preach by precepts. Proverbs 1:24. Because I have called, and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. So, he said he stretched out his hand. He said he called, no man regarded. He stretched out his hand. Nobody was paying attention. Not enough people. Spiritually, you know, y'all know y'all Israel, but you're not really listening to things spiritual. To be able to come to this high level of spiritual power. He said he give us power, spiritual power. Y'all talk about y'all waiting on power. We got power. We have power already. Power came in Acts the 2nd chapter. Till now. Should be very strong. Listen. Psalms 17 and 14. Because he said, what he say? In Proverbs 1:24. Because I called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. Listen. Psalm 17:14. What's his hand? From men which are thy hand, O Most High, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. See? So men, he called men, Proverbs 8:3. He called men, verse 4, Proverbs 8:4, Salakia. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. We call him men. Men, which is his hand. You can't get no clearer than that. You think the Most High can't save women? No. He's not saying that because he didn't call women. not to do what we got to deal with in being men in this truth. Ezekiel 34:31. Ezekiel 34:31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pastor, are men, and I am your power, said the Most High Power. And another one is Revelation the 8:3. Listen, 8. No, that's about to off. Hold on just a moment. I'll find it. We got two places. I know it's the third place in Revelations. Bear with me. Thing is working. Let's see. I'm gonna get it. Just wait a minute. Just gotta. Haven't been over this in a while, so. Okay, Revelation 21:3. Okay, I knew it'd be there. The water was not. Revelation 21:3. Bible wore out, y'all. That's what I'm trying to make it. They used Revelation 21:3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain,